Hi everybody, it's Honest John. Now, sex scandals have become a staple in politics. They are not uncommon here in the United States and in the rest of the world. They don't seem to happen in dictatorships, not because they don't do those things, but because revealing the sexual exploits of those leaders will get you arrested, imprisoned, and even executed. But if you live in a country with a free press, you will get to read all about the lurid details of several politicians' lives during the course of a year or more. And I have to say this, I love sex scandals. As a comedian, they're a great source of material. And as a regular person, well, I just find it gratifying to see the high and mighty taken down a peg. As a comedian, I have a great routine about Bill Clinton, which has received new life because Hillary is campaigning for the Democratic nomination for president. So that's allowed me to dust off that old bit and put it back in my act. And if she should get the nomination and then get elected and serve 2 terms as president, I will get an extra 8 years on that old routine. So a vote for Clinton is a vote for me. Or at least it's a vote for comedy. And when it comes to comedy, neither side of the aisle is safe from me. And sex scandals do cross the aisle. They occur on both sides. While Bill Clinton was doing it with Monica Lewinsky, Republicans Newt Gingrich and was cheating on his wife, on his first 2 wives. And Larry Craig was giving out blowjobs in airport men's rooms. So they do occur on the left and on the right. The difference being that when they occur on the right, the politician is always some right-wing Christian who campaigns on his devotion to his church, his family values, and his higher morality. So I take a special delight when assholes like that are taken down a peg. Right now there's a doozy of a sex scandal going on in Alabama. The governor, Robert Bentley, has been cheating on his wife for a while now. Look, I'm not going to get into the whole thing. Just Google Robert Bentley sex scandal. I'll just tell you, it has everything. It's got phone sex tapes, which have become public. It has, of course, lies and sneaking around, and it has the added benefit of the possible misuse of government funds in the furtherance of the governor's affairs. So there could even be criminal charges. That's a delicious kind of sex scandal. Governor Bentley has so far refused to resign his office. And there's nothing unusual about that. It's actually more rare when a person caught up in a sex scandal resigns than not. Except for, and this is odd, it seems that on the left, on the liberal, immoral left, that a sex scandal is much more often fatal to a political career than it is on the right. Anthony Weiner and Mark Spitzer, both Democrats, were unable to revive their political careers after their sex scandals. but Newt Gingrich campaigned for president, and his serial adultery, even though he did not win the nomination, his serial adultery was not the cause of that. David Vitter continued on in Congress long after his rather unusual and kind of gross sexual proclivities became public knowledge. If you're not aware of that, just Google Vitter the shitter. Although I guess you can probably figure that out. No, but it's juicy. That's a bad pun there, but it's juicy. If you don't know about it, you should look it up. And then there's Mark Sanford, who gave us he lost the governorship, but he has since been elected to Congress. And he was another family values guy, supported by evangelicals and all that. And not very good at geography, because he thought that the Appalachian Trail ends in a vagina in Argentina. And the politicians' response to these scandals has become a well-choreographed routine. Usually, the wife stands beside the politician looking really uncomfortable and embarrassed, while the politician apologizes for his mistake. And that's the word that they always use. It was a mistake. Now, technically, I guess you can call it that, but I think that they use that word deliberately to minimize the enormity of the scandal. Think about it. When we hear the word mistake, we think of a minor lapse. We think of an error in judgment, a momentary lapse. But these affairs are not that at all. They usually go on for years before they are discovered. The people involved repeatedly make decisions to sneak around, to lie, to lie, especially to those who love them. So affairs and sex scandals, they are not mistakes. They are a repeated series of on-purposes. Thanks for listening.